Or maybe you just want a delicious chicken sandwich. Some choices just work. The chicken sandwich at Daly's is crispy on the outside, it's juicy on the inside, and it is full of flavor. Perfect for lunch, perfect for dinner, perfect anytime hunger hits. So grab the chicken sandwich today at Daly's. Daly's is made fresh, it's made local, and Daly's is built for big appetites. I'll see you there today.
The swamp is hot. Coaching, recruiting, winning and losing. Catch the Gator Buzz on the Gator Report. Several times a week on 1010XL. Built by Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right. Keeping Gator Nation in the loop.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Fred Taylor. If you've been in an auto accident, you need a team who knows how to get you back on your feet and back to your life. At North Florida Medical Center, they don't just treat the injury, they treat the whole person, from physical therapy to pain management. North Florida Medical Center has a team of experts ready to help you heal and recover. I trust the team here at North Florida Medical Center, and you can too. So don't wait. Call North Florida Medical Center and get the care you deserve.
Hacker here, and I'm going to be up in New England for the next couple of days, taking in a little family getaway before football season. And thanks to Awaken 180, that family getaway will include some water parks, some hide and seek, some water balloon battles, some silly string battles with my 7-year-old and other kids in the family up there in the New England area. 2 years ago, when I was over 300 pounds, I could not have dreamed of doing that, particularly in the hot summer months. But thanks to Awaken 180, the coaching I got, the guidance I got, the weight absolutely fell off. It's the real deal. Results speak for themselves. I lost over 100 pounds thanks to the best weight loss program I've ever been on. Go to awaken180weightloss.com. That's awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800 and do what I did. Get your life back with Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
Royal Pest Services, a local company you can trust. Royal Pest is a certified installer of tap insulation, which stands for thermal, acoustic, and pest control. Reduce that electric bill by adding pest protection. It's that easy. Online at royalpestservices.com.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
There's no better time than now to buy your football season parking pass from Tailgaters. Complete with on-site restaurant, indoor restrooms, and all-day security. Tailgaters parking selling out. Log on to tailgatorsparking.com today.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. Florida State has 4 practices in the book so far this fall, with the Seminoles' first scrimmage of camp set for tomorrow. ESPN has identified 31 teams that have more than a 10% chance of making the college football playoff, with Georgia ranked 5th and Miami ranked 7th. Jags tackle Anton Harrison has been taking first-team reps at left tackle. Harrison played left tackle in college before being drafted 23rd overall in 2023. Reminder, season tickets are available for every home game at Everbank this season. It's 80 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, let's fall in 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's an anthem. It is. Kids of all ages, grown-ups. Come on, you love it. Warrant. Actually, it's not Warrant. It's Hornet's Nest, the power trip. I don't know why I said Warrant, but hey, listen, man. I've been getting a lot of sun. I've been dodging raindrops. I've been chilling out the Miller Electric Center. And what I witnessed today was full pads worth.
your Jacksonville Jaguars. Day number 5. Let's get the new week cranked up. It was a day that was basically headed up by running the football. More rush than pass. We got Mamba all over the Miller Electric Center. If you don't know what Mamba is, it's actually named after Kobe, the late Kobe Bryant. But we got one-on-ones for the first time. The first offense against the first defense. It ended up being very entertaining. Yeah, the pads are on, but they're not really, they're not tackling and things along those lines. It's thud, if you will. Maybe we got to tell a little bit more actually during one-on-ones today, particularly between the offensive and defensive line. I thought it was a really good day there. I'm going to go through it coming up momentarily. All right, it's great to have you with us. What a week here in Jacksonville. No place I'd rather be than right here on Bowden Road. This week is going to be outstanding. Yesterday was great, okay? Today, even better. And I'm expecting big things on Tuesday. All right, they're off Wednesday, so I think they're really going to get after it. They actually cut practice a little short today. It was raining, and the fans were there. They kept the football team, for the most part, outdoors. There was, at one point, the wide receivers and DBs went inside the Miller Electric Center to do one-on-ones, and Liam Cohen, during his post-practice press conference, did say that, in fact, it really would have been kind of a waste of time to do it in that particular fashion. So it made some sense. But you got football weather. You did, because you never know what you're going to get, and rain is always going to be a big part of it. I tell you, somewhat of an unwritten, not necessarily unwritten, but the great unknown 5 practices in, this football team has really dodged massive heat. Now, it's still hot out there. Don't get me wrong, but look at today, man. It was really enjoyable. I mean, we always represent here for the blue-collar nation and those who work hard to put food on the table in the very uncomfortable conditions. I got to believe you loved today. I mean, it must have been just out of this world for you. What was it? High 70s, low 80s, wind. And of course, depending where you are throughout Jacksonville, it was raining. But, I think five days in, that is something that they have avoided. And I never hop on the Doppler, so I don't even know what's scheduled for tomorrow or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I think we're at the point now where you really want to see some heat. And I want to say on Saturday, they're actually practicing at like 11:30. And I think they're going to take that to 1:30 or so, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. We'll see. I take it one day at a time. Today, a lot of really good things did happen from the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, our buddy Ryan O'Halloran tells us 35 plays of 11 on 11. Okay, many of which, again, was ones against ones. And that was a lot of fun to see. Also, we did get one-on-ones individually, not in team drills, but individual drills. So it was a very active day. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I feel like I've rolled in here for every single show, and it begins by highlighting a different wide receiver. And that was the case again today. Brian Thomas Jr. made a grab that only a few people in the world could make. First off, Lawrence threw a really good ball because it was nasty coverage by Buster Brown. He was right on him going down the right sideline. I think it was about a 25 to 30-yard pass and catch. But Thomas, who just continues to really dazzle, and, that's what is expected with his route tree, right? Just a go. Get after it. Use your speed. He actually yesterday had an opportunity as well to haul in a long one from Trevor Lawrence. Trevor overthrew him on Sunday. Some people are wondering about that a little bit. Today he missed Parker Washington a couple of times. in fairly deep balls. I don't want to play the role of a Trevor Lawrence apologist or excuse maker. I did enough of that early in his career. I do think the wet ball has something to do with it today, right? And I just do, okay? And we'll see. But that's what you're going to have to deal with once you get into the NFL in the regular season. You never know what the weather is going to be like unless you're playing indoors. And, the Jags do have a few of those games, certainly, on their schedule. But Brian Thomas Jr. today, the star as far as a wide receiver. And that's so good to see because I think it was Friday, perhaps, maybe Thursday. He ran a nice route in goal line where he took it to the back of the end zone and made a tightly contested catch in traffic. I've wondered aloud and talked about it with, every Jaguars analyst that I bring on the program and as well, with a few others off the air. I think a big part of what really happens this year offensively when it involves Brian Thomas Jr. is his route tree. I mean, is he going to be a deep ball guy and that's it? Or are we going to see him run crossing patterns? I mean, late last year, it felt like he did two things, a deep ball and out patterns, sideline patterns. You go back to his rookie year, and I know a lot of this was Mac Jones, who, very high percentage passes. I want to say Mac Jones and his starts back in 2024 had a completion percentage of over 70%. But if you look at his yards per pass, it was awful. Well, remember, during that season, which was the rookie year for Brian Thomas Jr., cut a lot of screens. So he looks to me like he's totally different from a year ago, where at this point, 5 practices in, I think if you were to rewind the tape, I had gone 5 for 5 coming in here saying Brian Thomas Jr. dropped the ball. Brian Thomas Jr. did not look like he was on the same page with Trevor Lawrence. And I remember saying with first-time guys, right, including Diami Brown, who had a nice camp, Travis Hunter, who, remember, last year it felt like he was going to be primarily on offense, and Parker Washington, who at that point last year, I mean, again, I'm old enough to remember a year ago when people are like, do you think you can get a 6th-round pick or anything for Parker Washington? Remember that. It was stated. Okay? I mean, that stuff was out there. So that was last year. Not the case this year. And if he's able to do that, he's going to make this football team that much better. Same needs to be said for Travis Hunter on Sunday. Okay? Both offensively and defensively. Maybe his best practice so far as a pro. Okay, early into year number 2, it was that good. It was certainly highlighted with what he was able to do over there on the practice field at the Miller Electric Center. Of course, Josh Myers responded, I think it was on maybe Friday, after, dropping some balls on Wednesday and Thursday. Depending on how you grade it, he had a drop Sunday. It was a very difficult play to make. And it was reminiscent of when Hunter climbed the ladder and then just couldn't hang on to the football as his feet, came back down to earth and he wasn't able to hang on to the football. Well, this was a different type of pattern and situation, but Myers couldn't hang on to it. So if you're a tough grader, you could say so far Myers has 3 drops. And over under this year for a total of drops in 17 games, I'd probably play the under if you put it at 3. So maybe he's just getting it out of his system right now. Travis Hunter, though, just a really good work on Sunday. All right, let's get to the offensive line. And, I'm going to get to this a little bit later on in the program. I really do believe that if you were to say this, 5 practices in, what is the biggest question for this football team based on 1 week's worth of work, to me, it's the offensive line. We don't know what's going on. We saw Ezra Cleveland indoors last Wednesday, up close and personal. Looked really good. Noticed him again today. Wyatt Milam is getting all this love. My goodness, did he get a welcome to the NFL earlier this morning? He got blown away on three reps. He really did. Eric Armstead went right through him. Luke Orororo went right through him. Trayvon Walker, kind of the quick twitch, if you will, was able to beat him. So, all this love for Milam. And I kind of went off on his body, right, last Friday, saying how improved it looked to me in just 1 year. And then you've got Patrick Bakari, who just can't get healthy. They're not using him right now. He's not involved in any team activity at all. And you wonder about Walker Little. I mean, is he best at right guard? Is playing some right tackle. Third day in a row now, Anton Harrison is working at left tackle. The first day he did so, which would have been Friday, heard from someone there with a great deal of knowledge as to what is going on with the situation, said, don't read too much into this. It's basically, a formality that interchangeable offensive linemen, versatility along that offensive line. This was on Friday. Don't read too much into it with them switching tackle positions, with Harrison working at the left and Little working at the right. Okay, we saw it again on Saturday. We saw it again, they were off Saturday. We saw it again on Sunday. We saw it again today. And let's listen to Liam Cohen here. Does this sound like a guy who's talking about Anton Harrison and, his versatility, or does this sound like a guy that absolutely could win the left tackle position?
I think he's done a nice job. I mean, it's part of what we've done, moving those guys around and seeing what sticks. And if that ends up sticking, hopefully that's a good thing for us. And I think he's put together, 5 good practices so far that you're pleased with seeing the consistency. That's something that we're continuously challenging, not just Anton with, but that entire unit and group is just consistency, consistent effort, consistent technique, consistent finish. But I've been pleased with them just handling it pretty seamlessly so far.
All right. First off, I appreciate the transparency and honesty from Liam Cohen. He doesn't need to do that, and he does. And as a Jaguars fan, I would think you have to be very excited that is the way that he is. What is the best way to put together this offensive line? I think Cole Van Lanen is back by September 13th. I do. He got paid left tackle money, $51 million over 3 years. Is this a better football team moving forward with Anton Harrison at left, Cole Van Lanen at right? Or is this just a situation where give him a ton of experience at left tackle? If either Van Lanen can't return or they go to Little early on at left tackle and it doesn't work. Of course, Anton Harrison has a ton of experience at right tackle. Every start he has made has been over on that side. So it really is intriguing. And I watched a great deal of this today with Leon Searcy, of course, on each and every day here from noon until 2. And I was asking him about the difference between left tackle and right tackle. And I've done that many times over the years. But my question was more of, how does Anton Harrison look to you at the left tackle position, where obviously he played at Oklahoma, but he is not, as a starter, he was brought in to be the right tackle here. And Searcy said something that I really liked. He says he thinks he can be more explosive as a left tackle than a right tackle. And, we kind of went through a few other things if I have time. I'll get to that a little bit later on in the program. As I've always said, for me, the toughest position to try to figure out in the NFL and college football, for that matter, is what the offensive line is doing. So this is a real story right now, okay? And that is that. Liam Cohen talked about that a little bit earlier today, and just played it for you. So hopefully, if you're joining us for the first time, now a few minutes into the program, maybe we'll get to that a little bit later on in the show. Tell you what we are going to get into after our very first break. Parker Washington. The guy has been just absolutely out of this world. Okay, you should see his lower body. If you haven't been out to the Miller Electric Center, if you haven't seen him, take a look at his calves. Take a look at this man's lower body. The strength and conditioning situation around here has really been noticeable for a lot of skill position guys, but also some big guys in the middle. I mean, I love Cedric Scott. He was there for quite a while. Milo was here. Cedric's a former neighbor of mine out in Bartram Springs. I've always had the utmost respect for. But I tell you what, this new staff, when it comes to strength and conditioning, very noticeable in a positive way what they have been able to do with transfer of weight and added good weight to football players. I think that needs to be noted as well. Speaking of noted, how about Shmunez Vision? Hey, you know what? When they went to that one-on-one and everything today, what did they do? They pulled it all the way down in front of the fans. So those who were in attendance, they were able to see it. There have been times, however, when they're on the other side of the field and they're way down by the other end zone. If that's the case and that's what you're dealing with, it's time for you to get 20/20 vision. Make an appointment today with the good folks over at Shmunez Vision, okay? Locally owned and operated. We're talking about 3 generations worth. And there's so much new machinery and so many ways that you can tack on more and more as far as the cash, right? And that all adds up on your bill. That's not the way they roll at Shmunez Vision. They're trying to give you the best possible, best possible deal that is around, that is available. That is why they are so successful. So make yourself an appointment today, and then while you're there, you can start firing away questions, including maybe laser eye surgery. Okay, never having to look for your contacts again, never having to deal with trying to find your readers again. Just 20/20 for the rest of your days. Remember, 37 plus years worth of surgery experience as well. Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, and Dr. John Hunt. All right, Jared Justice is here. My name is Rick Ballou. I am here. As a matter of fact, there's no place I'd rather be, and that's the truth. Coming up next, Parker Washington is here. Let's hear from a guy who always has a very good training camp, but this year he's off to something special.
Ever wonder how Dan and Jeff got hired at 1010XL?
About a talk show host. I think I'd be good at that.
The Drill.
I talk to people all the time.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Someone even told me once they thought I'd be a good talk show host.
Really?
Yeah, a couple of people.
Mornings on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
25 weeks comes down to this.
You ready?
3 wide under the lights. 0 margin for error. Everything on the line. Flirting with 200 miles per hour in the place where this journey began. Race 26, the final hunt for a spot in the chase. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 weekend at Daytona, August 28th through 29th. Get your tickets now at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
When you hear it from John Osher, you can be sure, 'cause oh no, Jaguars. Oh, yeah. Find out what he's heard about your favorite football team. Listen for Jacksonville Senior Writer weekdays on 1010XL. Served up by Twin Peaks.
In this age of globalization, we've learned that bigger isn't always better. Ever tried to get phone help from a big corporation? From a real person? Good luck. That is what's so nice about Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Unlike publicly traded conglomerates with headquarters in faraway cities, Mike Merritt's Heating and Air remains family-owned and operated by Mike, your neighbor. Mike Merritt has delivered hometown service, integrity, and pricing for generations. The big guys incentivize their techs to sell you new equipment. Mike's team emphasizes repair first. We only sell you equipment if your current equipment is worn out and beyond repair. And let's be honest about price. Small operations without much overhead can sometimes lowball your job, but you can't trust just anyone with a truck. They may be here today and gone tomorrow. Mike Merritt has been keeping North Florida cool for more than 3 decades. That's experience and dedication you can count on. Call today or see us on the web.
Florida license number CAC 050384.
Hey, Hicken here. I want to talk skin along with my friends at Peaches Dermatology, reminding you to wear your sunscreen. Football season is back, baby. And with that, days under that bright sun. So when you load up that truck for the game day tailgate, or the chairs for your kids' flag games, or even the boat heading downtown to watch our Jags, make sure you bring the screen. Sunscreen, that is. It's a must here in Duval. But if you have any concerns right now, give Beaches Dermatology a call online at beachesdermatology.com.
Lauren Brooks here. Game days are back in Duval, and Closets by Design is ready to make your home a championship space. That's right, Closets by Design does way more than custom closets. They can transform your man cave to wow your friends when they come over to watch the Teal and Black. Schedule a free in-home consultation or schedule a tour of their amazing showroom on Phillips Highway by calling 904-878-9393. Plus, get 40% off, an extra 15% off, and free installation. ClotsByDesign.com.
It's about to get real. Training camp is on. Listen to 1010XL throughout the day for all the details and analysis of the passes, runs, and defensive performances. 1010XL's coverage of training camp is brought to you by Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Hicken here. You know it's back to school time, baby, with Zero Res. And right now, book 2 rooms of carpet cleaning for $149 and get 2 rooms free. Yeah, book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of the savings. Tell them 1010XL sent you.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, it's August. Matter of fact, we're 3 days deep. Insane. Just insane. I mean, Jacksonville has a practice against New Orleans in a game coming up 1 week from Saturday. I believe the Hall of Fame game is just a couple of days away. I'm not sure if they play on a weeknight or if that's a Saturday. I don't know if you know, Jared Justice. Is it a Thursday night or is it this Saturday? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
You know, but nonetheless, let me see if I can pull up anything here. Panthers Cardinals. That's Thursday, August 6th. That's 3 days away. 8 o'clock at night, the Hall of Fame game. Carolina favored by 1.5. Your total 36.5. If you bet on preseason football, you are a degenerate gambler. And we love you. We love you for it. I mean, we do. It's just be smart, right? Don't pay the electric bill on the Cardinals in a preseason game. But anyway, that'll be coming up Thursday night at the Tom Benson Hall of Fame Stadium, which was pretty cool to be in a couple of years ago when, of course, Tony Baselli was elected into the Hall of Fame. Baselli today, right in the mud, right in the pit, when it was offensive against defensive line. Again, I'm going to go through that coming up in just a couple of moments. But I do want to get things started with Parker Washington. I want to tell you as well that tonight's show is brought to you by Miller Electric. Of course, all the Jaguars practices are happening at the Miller Electric center, which is state of the art. But everywhere you go, what do you see? More and more building. Everyone wants to move here to Duval. More than 96 years that Miller Electric has been rolling through Jacksonville. They are consistently considered one of the top companies. And right now, take advantage of this. They are hiring. Go to Miller Careers. You could be a current electrician. And if you think you're undervalued, Miller Careers. If you are not able to continue in school, college is too expensive, it's just not what you thought it was, you want to find a trade, MillerCareers.com. If you're at the crossroads, you're doing something else as far as your career, and you're like, this isn't working, I need something new, MillerCareers.com. All sorts of different entry positions, including if you have experience or you are in the process where you want to learn how to become an electrician. It's all right there. Just go to Miller Careers, top pay, top benefits, unbelievable culture. And I know many people over there, it's really genuine. They care about one another. It feels like when we hear culture, it's usually bad, got to improve the culture. Not the case with the Miller Electric company. No way. That is top notch as far as culture. Again, for all the information, go to Miller Careers. All right, let's get to Parker Washington. This interview was after work on Sunday. And, you know, I mentioned it briefly in the interview at the beginning, but he caught a late ball from Trevor and slid into the end zone. Then he stayed after practice with Trevor and caught balls for probably 10, 12 minutes or so. Then he proceeded to go to, I don't know if they're all season ticket holders or what it is, but he signed every single autograph. Okay? I mean, he was out there for probably 30 minutes. And the rain came, the rain left, and all of this, and patiently, waited for him. But the kid gets it, or the young man gets it. To sit there and sign every single autograph was pretty cool, and that's how things began. I caught up with Parker Washington after practice yesterday. Day 4 at the Mill Electric Center here with Parker Washington. My goodness, man, you've had a busy post-practice throwing the ball with Trevor, and I just watched you sign every single autograph.
I mean, that's a part of the business, so just another day in the office, my 4th year and 4th training camp. I'm just excited to be out here.
Have you seen the appreciation from the fans from day one that you were here to what it was just like moments ago signing all those?
Yeah, it's been really cool. It's been special. That's what it's all about, and I'm excited to be in the position I am now, and just seeing that this is where it all started for me, and seeing where I'm at now, I'm grateful. I'm just ready to keep going.
You've always had great training camps, but it feels like early on before pads that, they'll go on tomorrow. You've just been spectacular. What the offseason was like for you in preparation for this football team. And again, you're really off to a phenomenal start.
Yeah, I feel like for me, my mindset now is this is my first year going into it knowing that I need to get ready for week 1. Obviously each year you're getting ready for week 1, but obviously this year getting a little bit more opportunity and, coming out here starting and running with the ones. So it's just a different mindset of knowing that, I got to get ready to go out here and play the Browns week 1 and let's go. So it's really cool to just go to work and just continue to get that work with Trevor, get those extra catches in, get those extra reps in, and obviously get out there when we go against our defense and make those plays. So it's coming out here just stacking these days and, finding ways to get better so we can be ready for week 1.
A lot of hiccups last year at this time, learning a brand new offense. That's not the case now. It's been installed and just about everyone is back. How different is it in just 1 year?
Now, first year offense, you're coming in, you're just trying to get the basics down. But now, second year coming in, you get an opportunity. Now we throw it a couple more wrinkles, a couple more motions, add a little bit more cadence, more than one motion, shift. So it's ways to run what we're good at, but make it and present it differently. So it's really cool to see that. And on top of that, as far as from coaching staff to player, knowing what we're good at and just capitalizing on that.
Parker, last year was a franchise-setting record for offenses, yet there were things that certainly this football team can improve on. And then you add weapons, a 6'7" tight end, certainly, Travis, who got hurt a year ago, and Brian, who struggled a little bit, but in the consistency with the running game, if you really put that all together to think that you already made major improvement, but even more could come this year.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we look at that and we watch film, and there's things that we know that we left out there that we're trying to capitalize on now. So it's really cool to see that come together and build that with a team, build that with a staff that we just did that last year together. So it's really cool to come out here and see that growth, but it's still a lot of improvement like we're talking about, and we're just attacking that each day.
As we wrap it up, contractually speaking, you haven't let it be a distraction. There are guys around the league who they hold out. What separates you from others when it comes to situations like that?
Just keeping the main thing. At the end of the day, I'm out here to play ball. I'm out here to go play receiver. I'm out here to be a punt returner. I'm out here to be a professional. So that's just what I'm going to do. And in the meantime, that's my job. I let my agent do his job. And so I'm excited to be out here. I'm going to work. I love being out here at practice. Love putting the cleats on. So I'm going to do that.
You got to pay him. You can't let him go. He's, he's everything you want to build around. And, it feels like he always has to prove himself. Yeah, he got a free ride and a scholarship to Penn State, but, and it was a good career. And but not a headline signing, and a 6th-round pick here. And, again, think of last year. He was what? Number 3, number 4 guy? I mean, you had Brian Thomas Jr., Diami Brown, and Travis Hunter. Those are the 3 that you were talking about. Then you had Parker. He's a slot guy. Well, no, he's not a slot guy. He works at all 3 of those wide receiver positions. And you go back to 2024, he had valuable experience in all 3 of those wide receiver positions. He's been flawless in camp. Now, all of a sudden, here you are in a situation where you got to get him signed. And just think about what could be if he was a diva, if he was holding out, or if he was here, but the interview began with contract talk. And, I know a lot of people lead with that. To me, I wanted to talk more about what camp is like and what the football team is like. And, I've read everything he's already had to say about the contract, although I had to ask at the end. I thought it would be irresponsible if I did not. He's the perfect teammate. He really is. And you heard him mention punt return. In my world, I'd like to get him out of that at some point. Not against Cleveland, not on opening day, but he's so valuable to this football team. You kind of hope that Cameron can become the eventual punt returner for the Jaguars. Okay, let's give you an opportunity to get on in. 641-1010 on our text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. More coming up. I asked Jordan Lewis about the whole takeaway situation. I think you'll be really interested in his answer. Remember, they had 31 takeaways last year, including 22 interceptions. One season after only having 9 takeaways. They had 9 takeaways in 17 games in 2024. They improved that to 31. So I get into that with Jordan Lewis. Also, I talk with one of the young guys, Danny Striggow, fighting to be the third edge or certainly be involved in that rotation. So all of that is coming up as well. If you want to join the show, not only there on our text line, but you can get us on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night.
Crank the amps and hold on tight. Closing the gap. Sunday at Iowa Speedway. Through 3 and 4. NASCAR is revved up by the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local Union 234 on Jacksonville's high performance NASCAR station 1010 XL.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Imagine this. You and your buddies outside enjoying the warm weather. The grill is fired up, steaks are sizzling, drinks in hand, and you're all hanging out around your brand new outdoor kitchen. CSS Fireplaces in Outdoor Living can make it happen. From custom outdoor kitchens to fireplaces, fire pits, and more. They bring your backyard dreams to life. You dream it, they build it. Visit CSSFireplaces.com and make your backyard the place everyone wants to be this season.
If you've been dealing with backups, strange smells, or soggy spots in the yard, your septic system is trying to tell you something. This month, save $500 on a new septic system installation from Duck Rooter. As the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, we'll handle everything, from the required permits and inspections to the complete installation. Stop hoping. Start fresh. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or duckrooter.com. Financing is available.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit card, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, Checkmate's chess man, and, you may be surprised, newfound fan of American football.
Really? You?
Absolutely. Listen to this. Duval!
It's Duval, Chester. Duval.
That's what I said. Duval!
Ball. Ball.
Ball. The point is, Brendan, with football season approaching and friends dropping by your house to watch the games, there's no better time to spiff up your garage with a beautiful, durable, polymer-coated floor.
We can even do it in team colors for the real fans out there.
Oh, that is a good idea.
A garage floor your friends will love?
Check. In a color that makes you proud?
Check. Installed by locals who can actually pronounce Duval?
Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate. Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Major League Baseball trade deadline is come and gone. The rich get richer. For all those details, you can go to MLB.com. Even though I'm like, my goodness, Boston, is there a prospect you're not going to give up on? I mean, they're just sending them all. And in a way, I kind of admire it because they're trying to win now. Who knows what's going to happen next year? You realize the lockout for next year, Jared, is minus 1,000 for yes and plus 500 for no. Wow. I mean, that is plus 500. You could say there'll be no lockout. Lay down $100. You're getting back your 100 plus 500. Okay. I mean,
I did not realize that. That is incredible.
Minus 1,000. For those of you who don't gamble, you would have to lay down $1,000 to win back 100. Okay. That in fact, there's going to be a lockout. They are so far away. So it's been a great baseball season. I hate what just happened the last couple of days. I know they do it in the NBA as well. I don't like fire sales. I don't like the peddling of players, and it's only going to get worse. And we'll see what happens with the new collective bargaining agreement. But I get it. It's all about football here in Duval. So let's continue with that. Yeah, saw you out over the weekend as well. You over at the Miller Electric Center. Pads went on today. You watched the Raiders over the years. Is there anything that stands out that you see that is clearly different here between what you saw in Las Vegas?
There's a different energy, if that makes any sense. It's kind of I won't say relaxed, but the Raiders, sometimes their practices felt very relaxed.
Country clubbish.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And so this felt a little more like energetic and like kinetic.
Yeah, I mean, I think some Doug Marrone training camps were a little bit that way. The Urban Meyer, I'm convinced that if you were on angel dust, that you probably would have understood Urban Meyer's tenure. Okay? If you were stone sober, like I was, and the rest of my colleagues were, it was very difficult to grasp. I mean, do you remember that open microphone that would just bleed out through the entire practice facility? This was prior to the Mill Electric Center, where they say such important things as hydrate, and they just stop practice and they'd start hydrating. I mean, it was just really, really, really weird to see what transpired there. But no, this looks like a team right now that is so far advanced from a year ago. Okay. And I think that that's expected, right? Because they didn't lose a lot. And most of the guys are back. Now, you got a couple spirited competitions that are going on, both offensively and defensively. But for the most part, I mean, this team is really pushing forward, and they look completely different from 1 year ago. One of the reasons why I have said all along that I do think this is going to be a better rushing football team this year than it was last year was the addition of Chris Rodriguez. And the first thing you have to look at when you talk about C-Rod is in 3 years, look at the lack of wear on those tires. 198 carries in 3 years, a career high 112 a season ago, right? He had an average of, what was it, 4.6 per, what the heck? I'm reading this and it's going a little bit K-wire. Yeah, okay. He was 4.5 last year. In his 3 years, he's gone 4.8, 4.9, 4.5, an average of 4.6 in 198 carries in his career. He also averages 3.04 yards after contact. Think about that. What is one thing that has really been just awful for this football team consistently more than 10 years? My biggest complaint used to be this. They're never awake offensively at 1 o'clock, right? I mean, the defense can get a 3 and out. The defense can get a pick. Do whatever you want. I mean, we saw it time and again. Didn't matter if it was Gus Bradley, Urban Meyer, Doug Marrone, Doug Peterson. Year after year after year after year, Jacksonville would get the football to begin a game, and what would they do? 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. They're in a freaking coma offensively to start games. Now, that changed a year ago. Now, I've gotten away from that because it is better, and it feels like my main beef offensively is short yardage situation. Big downs, 3rd down, 4th down, 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1. Look at the playoff game. Look at they ran on 4th and 1, which I have no problem with the call. That's Liam Cohen's makeup. He's going to go for it on 4th down. But the sneak, it just didn't look And I think it was more than 4th and 1. I have to look at the exact down and distance. But you understand my point. I really think that this is going to be a forte for Chris Rodriguez. Short yardage. Give this man at 5'11", 223 pounds. He has worked individually the first 3 practices, which was very encouraging. Again, last week at this time, or I guess it would be, right? When we found out about Cole Van Lannon being placed on the PUP, we kind of went through it all, right? Jordan Lewis and Travis Hunter. And I was right on Van Lannon. I was right on Travis, and as well as Jordan Lewis. But I thought there was legitimately a chance that Chris Rodriguez Jr. would begin training camp on the PUP list. He did not. We saw him work fully, individual drills, okay? Yesterday, he finally got carries, non-padded. Today, he did get carries and ran between the tackles, and he bowled over Caleb Ransaw. I mean, he just ran right over him. And I think this is going to be really something to watch. It's been a long, long time since Jacksonville has been able to line up man on man. And everyone in the ballpark, even if you've had 17 false staffs and you can barely see, and it's 3rd and 2, you know the ball is going to Chris Rodriguez Jr., and he's going to pick up a first down on the ground. I mean, how cool is that? Knowing that you're going to be able to get that done. And, listen, I mean, there's a lot of football ahead, and this could happen, and that could happen. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But to me, this is one of the major reasons why I'm saying I think they're going to be a better rushing football team this year than they were a year ago. So it's very, very, a very positive situation that Rodriguez is back. Tootin looks obviously a lot faster. Tootin has been maybe the best player on offense in camp, not named Parker Washington. And there's a lot of guys who really stick out, including Brian Thomas Jr., who's had a really good camp as well. But today, this was good news. For what it's worth, Tootin last year averaged 2.4 yards in yards after contact. Allen Jr., your 3rd down back, 1.61. And, that's going to be something that's going to be fascinating as well. It feels like Tootin and Rodriguez are 1st and 2nd down backs. We talk often about the snap count on 3rd down a year ago, how Allen Jr. got the majority of the carries. He's only averaging 1.61 yards after contact. If it is 3rd and short, is that no longer the phenomenal hands of Allen Jr. and a guy who has really struggled to catch the football? Though, I watched him today. It wasn't perfect. It's clearly his weak spot. There's no doubt. Okay. Now, it's not Tank Bigsby, but it's certainly not his forte. I wonder on 3rd down situations, if it is 3rd and short, it becomes Allen's out of the backfield. And it's Rodriguez. Or dare I say, a pony. We talk so much about 12 personnel and 13 personnel. What about lining up 2 backs and playing some smash mouth football in short yardage situations? Could happen. Anything could happen. But I'm on record for this right now. I've been on record for a while. I think they're a better rushing football team this year than they were one season ago. All right, we got much more to do. We are going to hear from Jordan Lewis coming up in just a little bit, Danny Striggow in just a little bit. I felt like I haven't talked about the defense. I want to get there. You know who's having a really good start? Eric Armstead. He was feisty today. He looked like a man today. You know who else looked really good on that defensive line today? Okay. Rook Oro Roro. Say it with me, Duval. Oro Roro. Oro Roro. Join the conversation, Jared. Oro Roro. Oro Roro. Oro Roro.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Replacing windows can be a big investment, and you deserve straight answers. Well, at Cash Building Material, I got them. Prosser here. Cash Building Material explain my options, answer my questions, and help me find windows that fit my home and my budget. No pressure, just honest advice. And they'll do the same for you. So before you buy windows or doors, get a cash quote. Search Cash Building Material and click on their replacements tab. Cash Building Material. Windows and doors done right.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Instant Keys saves the day if you have lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership cost. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call 722-1111.
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Your truck, trailer, or storefront should be your best salesperson. So I create custom signs and graphics that get your business noticed. Local, fast, and built to last. Call AB Signs and make your brand stand out.
Make your outdoor living space one you're proud of with Sutherland Lawn and Landscape. From landscape design and outdoor living spaces to turf, lighting, irrigation, pavers, and complete residential and commercial maintenance, Sutherland brings your vision to life with quality craftsmanship and a team you can trust. Sutherland Lawn and Landscape, transforming outdoor spaces, elevating everyday living. Visit SUTHERLIN lawn.com today.
Chicken here, you know it's back to school time, baby, with Zero Res. And right now, book 2 rooms of carpet cleaning for $149 and get 2 rooms free. Yeah, book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of the savings. Tell them 1010XL sent you.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about enjoying your life. So often we can go through life trying to make a living instead of making a life. Yes, it's good to be goal-oriented, but let me encourage you today that our days are numbered. We're not promised tomorrow, so go out and take time to be with your family. You'll always have your work, but you won't always have your family.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy's never frozen, always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses, no dry crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little dude with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand, a quality sandwich. So do what I do and stop in at a Daly's and make yours a Dandy today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Give me some grunge! Yeah! Showers optional. Seattle, we need no sun, just coffee. Eddie Vedder, Eddie. Oh, gentle. Be gentle on us, Eddie. My goodness, man. I mean, come out to this. That'll get you going. Pads are on. Everyone is on. And 5 days in, I think tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. They cut it a little bit short this morning. I think tomorrow at the Miller Electric Center may be the most interesting day so far. Or I should say morning. It's clearly morning to me. And I don't want to make it about me. You know that. But my routine is the same. The alarm clock goes off at right before 7, and I just start dropping every imaginable not for radio words. I scare the living snot out of both my cats. They're hiding under couches and stuff like that because it's, how do you people get up at that hour? Then I brew some coffee. I don't brew the coffee. I just put one of those little tablets in there and press. And today the water wasn't filled up. That really got me. I was like, are you kidding me? I got to go look for water. I got to put water in there and do that. So I was just like in a bad mood. Then I slurp down the coffee, feed the cats, get in my beautiful Key GMC truck, Sierra, and barrel down Phillips Highway. Deal with the fact that people are going to go 15 miles per hour slower in the left lane. But that's okay. That's Duval. By the time I get to the Miller Electric Center, man, I'm as happy as can be. Are you kidding me? Another practice, another day out there. So that's my routine. And if you're are you a good morning person?
No, not at all. There's a reason that I'm happy to work with you.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen.
I was going to be up anyway.
I appreciate being angry in the morning. And if you're an angry human being in the morning, congratulations, okay? If you're real happy in the morning, let me tell you what you are. You're freaking annoying, okay? There's no reason in the world why anyone should get up that early in the morning and be happy. It's not a situation that should be a positive. We all want to stay in bed, right? We all want to hit the snooze. We all want to sleep for more and more and more and more. So just remember that. Don't overdo it. All you happy morning people, leave us others alone until at least we get a couple of belts in us and then get ready to take on the normal day. But you know what I've done this year that I haven't done in years past? I'm going napless. I have not taken midday naps during any one of the 5 Jaguars practices.
I mean, I think some of the young kids on the multimedia team are taking naps. So good for you.
There's no doubt. But they're like, fresh out of college, which is some of the greatest napping years that anyone can have, right? It's the difference between high school and college, managing your time. Everyone in college wants to grab a nap. But anyway, it's been a great start out there, and that is going to continue tomorrow. All right, listen, let's get to Jordan Lewis. And, he's in some serious competition here now with Jardian Jones for that nickel spot. Just think about what he has meant to this franchise. They brought him in a year ago. He was north of 30. He was elected as a captain, as a free agent, okay? They needed a difference maker in the secondary as far as a guy that they could respect, a guy with a lot of knowledge of the game, a guy who has played a lot in this league. In Jacksonville, went from 9 takeaways to 31 in one season, right? Plus 13. Just an absolutely phenomenal turnaround as to what they were able to do. 22 interceptions last year. 9 takeaways. So to me, that has always been a huge talking point about what? Playing complementary football. How many times have we seen the offense do well, not when they got the ball, but the offense do well and the defense flutters, or the defense shuts the door, they give it back to the offense, and the offense goes 3 and out, or they turn the ball over. Last year, we started to see complementary football, where both the offense and defense were supporting one another. That's what really good football teams do. Anyway, on this situation, I did catch up with Jordan Lewis a little bit earlier over at the Miller Electric Center. Before you got here, this team only had 9 takeaways.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, you almost had 2 a game. At what point did you know that that was really going to change? And is it about being in the right position, or are there other things that can?
That's being coached. We're being coached to take the ball away. High pointing the ball, making sure that the receiver can't make a catch, make a play on the ball in the air. We're being coached to do that. Everything that you see, all the turnovers, everything that we're doing, being ball hungry, that's getting coached. And we have the talent to go out there and do it every single week, as you saw last year. So when we came out here OTAs last year, I knew wow, we got some guys that can go take the ball away. Just like this year, OTAs and training camp, we just, got fine-tuned some of our detailed things, but we had the talent to take the ball away.
I can go back to Tom Coughlin. I can take you through Jack Del Rio and make my way all the way through. I don't ever remember a team that in the offseason, which did include the start of training camp, that worked on taking the ball away as much as Anthony Campanelli's group did last year. And I feel like it's even lessened a little bit this year. But again, we're only 5 practices in, so, it's not a huge sample size. But that was very noticeable, with all the issues early on about developing a totally new offense and installing a totally new defense and everything that this football team was trying to do, in a very short period of time. That was one thing that really stuck out for me, and it really benefited them. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I see the clock here. I've done something wrong. Do I need to take another break to set up next hour? My gosh, man. But you've been in this forever. You still don't know how to handle breaks. You still don't know when you're supposed to break. I'm really shattered here. I'm in shatters, right? Bed bugs, what does he say? It shattered. What does Mick say about New York? New York's in shatters, bed bugs, whatever it is. I don't know. Got some, whatever. I don't know. I can't believe it's already past 7 o'clock. Are you telling me that is actually the time? I need more time. I got way too many things that I need to get into about this football team. I haven't even had an opportunity to look at YouTube. I haven't had an opportunity to look at our text line. My goodness. All right, let's set up the 7 o'clock hour. We'll do that. We got much to do. An hour remains on Into the Night.
I just installed a tackling dummy in the studio.
I'll be like Liam Cohen and handle the offensive game plan.
I drew up a blitz package on my laptop.
Tom McManus, Lauren Brooks, and Taylor Dahl. Helmets and Heels. Weekdays 2 to 4 on 1010XL.
Neck pain, back pain, headache, Shinatri Chiropractic. Westside, 103rd, River City Marketplace, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Like many football fans in Jacksonville, I love defense. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to tell you that defense in the courtroom is important as well. That's because penalties for DUI are much more serious than penalties on the gridiron. If you or someone you know is facing a DUI, call us for a free case analysis now. Know before you blow 858-9818. Put my more than 20 years of experience to work for you. Office is Jacksonville, serving all surrounding counties. Call 858-9818 or go to knowbeforeyouBlow.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, it's Greg from 1010XL, and now that football season's finally here, maybe it's time for a fresh start for more than just your favorite team. 11 weeks ago, I started the Awaken 180 weight loss program, and today I'm down 43 pounds. That's almost 4 pounds a week. No injections, no meds, no supplements, just real food, a simple plan, and a dedicated coach who keeps me accountable by phone each week. Honestly, Awaken 180's changed my life, my clothes, my family. We're all making better food choices together. I regret waiting years to do this because I always had another excuse. So here's my challenge to the 1010XL listeners. Kick off this football season by investing in yourself. You've got a team behind you at Awaken 180, and if I can lose 43 pounds in 11 weeks, imagine where you could be by the holidays. Don't wait until next year or next month. Schedule your consultation call now at awaken180weightloss.com.
You can actually win a side-by-side at Best Bet St. Augustine?
You know it. Only at Best Bet. The more you play, the more chances you have to win.
Poker, great food and drinks, and a chance to drive home in that side-by-side?
That's what all the buzz is about.
Play your favorite poker and table games at Best Bet St. Augustine for your chance to win an incredible side-by-side. Earn entries now through August 7th. Grand prize giveaway happens August 8th.
Now this just got serious.
Get in the action. Feel the excitement at Best Bet St. Augustine. Details at bestbetjax.com. That's bestbetjax.com.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Don't you know the crime rate's going up, 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 up? Rats on the west side, bedbugs uptown. What a mess! Hey. This town's in tatters. Been shattered. What I'm going to listen to when I get home tonight. Late night. Yeah, absolutely. Ballou's bar's always rolling. Can't do the 3 fingers worth, and it makes me tired and go to bed. I've got a body that reacts differently. That'll get me more in the spirit. And I want a little bit more. So I know for those of you who can take a drink or two and it helps you go to bed, all the power to you. Okay, we talked about how being happy in the morning is ridiculously annoying. I think it's great if you can get serious sleep and it's aided by a drink at home. I wish I could do a breakdown. I know we talked about it a few months ago about money spent on alcohol. If you could just walk to the mailbox and get a check from everything you've ever bought, a package store, which is a term for anywhere that you buy beer. Here in Florida, you got to go to specific package stores in Boston to, you know, out at a bar, whatever it may be. Second thing I'd love to know is time asleep compared to time spent in bed. And I don't mean being in bed reading a book. I don't mean being in bed trying to create a child. I'm talking about trying to sleep, tossing, turning, stressing. How many people stress when you turn out the light, right? What am I going to do tomorrow? Oh, my gosh, I got Danny Striggow coming up tomorrow to interview. What am I going to ask Danny Striggow after Monday's practice at the Miller Electric Center? I mean, just think about that. Time spent in bed trying to sleep compared to actual sleep. Are you a good sleeper or do you struggle?
I can barely sleep as it is.
Yeah.
Like, I will sit in bed for hours and then eventually be like, oh, well, if I'm going to be up, I might as well like start reading an article or something.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, then it's 3:00 in the morning.
2 ways my GF falls asleep. Number one, if she listens to my show, she's guaranteed to fall asleep. Number two, she scratches my back every night. And I'll like, when I can feel her drifting, I'll like mosey a little bit, you know, like drop the shoulder or do something like that. And I'll get maybe an extra 3-4 minutes out of it. But I get a good back scratch every night. She'll just pass right out at like 10:30. And I'll do some reading and do whatever. And then it's like, all right, let's go to the bar and then really put together some solid work. But anyway, if you struggle sleeping, I do hear from you. Tell you who was not struggling today. That's Eric Armstead. He had a very good practice, and this was enormous. Okay, he played so well last year, then it just got away from him after the injury, and he was never the same. I thought that there was a real good chance that they could move on from Eric Armstead, you know, during the offseason It just felt like that was going to be the case. He barreled through Wyatt Milam today on one-on-ones. He also got right through Ezra Cleveland today. And in my opinion, Ezra Cleveland has never really been that good of a one-on-one pass protector over the years. But Eric Armstead looks like he's got something to prove this year. So that's some good news. The other one is Luke Orororo. And Liam Cohen, after practice today, said, and I'm paraphrasing, that he felt he would have had a couple of sacks. And that would have been the case. And, I didn't know much about Orororo. And you gave up Mason Smith, and, he's just kind of a name. And listen, it's so early, but the guys that they have added, those two, I talked about Rodriguez last hour, what he is finally doing now that he appears to be healthy, involved in some team activity. And then Orororo, to really help out on that interior defensive line. And this is really good news so far for the Jaguars. So let's get to the defensive line. And, I talked with Danny Striggow today after talking with BJ Green. I think that was Friday. And totally different personalities here. BJ Green is so overly confident. I love it. If he can play, I mean, he's almost like a mini, not a mini, but almost like a Muhammad Ali, his confidence. And I love the fact that he talks about himself. He'll third person you. And that's just, I love it. Okay, I'm eating it all up when it comes to BJ Green. When you get to Danny Striggow, totally different situation. More humble. These guys have a lot in common. Second-year players, both undrafted. I caught up after practice today at the Miller Electric Center with Danny Striggow. All right, pads are on here at the Miller Electric Center, day 5 of Jaguars training camp, second-year defensive end, Danny Striggow. How you doing, young man?
Doing really good. The pads came on today. It's always a good day for a first day of pads.
Yeah, guys like you running around, I mean, it's about time. Is that the way you felt?
Absolutely. I thought about it today. I mean, we haven't had pads on since January.
Right.
And man, that was a really long time ago. It feels good to have these back on.
Yeah, and you got football weather, man. It was chill today. It was raining, so it's like you got right back in the middle of things.
Absolutely. The rain actually felt pretty good, cooled it down a little bit. But yeah, it was a good day to be back outside. The weather, you're always going to have to deal with a little bit of weather, and we did that today.
Last year, 5 practices, and there wasn't a tremendous amount of talk about you. Then you really appeared, and obviously you made the team. How different is it now in season 2?
Yeah, I think a little bit of it's just, having been through it once. I would say as I go into practices, the mentality's still the same. I mean, I'm getting more reps at this time now than I was last year, but I still look at each and every rep as an opportunity. Like I'm going to earn my spot yet again. As we know, the league is the league for a reason. You're not given anything. So my mentality coming in, even this year, is I got to go earn my spot each and every play. I just have more opportunities to go do that right now in camp than I did last year.
With that opportunity, some will say they're surprised that another veteran edge wasn't added, but the confidence that they've shown in you and BJ Green and the two they went out and drafted, what does that mean as such a young group?
Yeah, I think that's big for us. Just them showing that they trust us. Obviously, we have, guys like Josh and Trey in the room who are, experienced veterans who have played a lot of football. But, them being able to put some trust into me and BJ, and then also bringing in Wesley and Durfee and BT and Q and all of us learning together. It's a big room again. In the season, rooms kind of tend to get smaller, but it's nice having a big room, all these minds in there. But it's also nice, that they see us developing and continuing to see us in their future.
Danny, you guys are number 1 against the run. You had an incredible turnaround as far as takeaways and a lot of pressures, but getting home, only 32 sacks. What has the emphasis been like during the offseason about being more productive there?
Absolutely, and I'm sure as you guys saw in the spring, we had a lot of great minds in the building. But as our job as defensive linemen is to affect the quarterback, and pressures do that, sacks do that, hands in his face, batted balls, all that. But at the end of the day, we also we want to get the quarterback on the ground. It makes the DB's job a whole lot easier if that ball never gets into the air. And so it's really just converting those pressures into sacks. Our pressure to sack conversion rate, and that's been a huge emphasis this offseason, this spring OTAs, and then all the way into training camp is really, converting at that top of the rush to where we're not just getting pressures, we're coming off the field with sacks, setting our offense up with much better field position, with punts, punt return, all that.
Last one for you. You lost Devin Lloyd, but outside of that, just about everyone is back. Coaching staff is back, including Anthony Campanelli. How important is that?
Yeah, and being my second year, I don't know anything else other than having a lot of guys back on our side of the ball. And I think what that's done is it's brought our group really close together. Obviously, there's new faces in. You lose some guys for whatever reason, but being able to keep that continuity on that side of the ball and even team wide really helps grow relationships. And as you know, if you're not close with the guys you're playing with, it's hard to be a really good unit and a really good team. And I think that's really helped us in this offseason, is keeping this team so close together that it'll only make us a better team.
Well, there you have it. Danny Striggow, he gets ready for year number 2. Of course, he was one of a couple of undrafted free agents who made the team a year ago as a rookie, along with B.J. Green. And they're going to get more of an opportunity this year. I mean, last year you had Walker, you had Allen, but you had Emmanuel Ogba. You had the return of Dewan Smoot. So if you look at the depth chart, these undrafted rookies were really buried. I don't think there's any question about that. And B.J. Green, we talked with on Friday. He had a couple of sacks a season ago. Danny Striggow had a half sack, second-year player out of Minnesota. I do think this. Undrafted free agents, are 2 going to make it this year? To me, I would keep Jamari Taylor as my 4th back. I wouldn't allow him to get out of here. I think he's got an opportunity. He's a fast guy. He's a smaller guy, but he's put together. So I would keep the running back out of Virginia as my 4th back. I don't know where they're going to get an undrafted free agent. Maybe the only other position I would look at would be, possibly in the secondary. Is there, Kenny H. Lovely, perhaps? Jabbar Muhammad is a second-year guy, and he keeps getting mentioned, but, technically he is in his second year. Preston Hodge is a rookie. That would be your names. But I do think this. That is where they're going to add a veteran. Whether it's an edge or it's an interior. I got to believe that if this football team adds via free agency or off the waiver wire, that is where they are going. Defensive line. And it could end up being both when it's all said and done. And I say this with the, hope that it doesn't happen because of attrition, right? That someone goes down, then you're forced to make a move, hoping these guys can stay healthy. I do see that being the position. I know a lot of people said off-the-ball linebacker. I don't see that. I don't. I see an interior defensive lineman or going out and getting an edge. Just my thoughts on that. Let's grab some of your thoughts. What do you think? YouTube. Go there. 1010XL into the night. You can fire away a question. You can also go to our text line. Same deal. Fire us a question. 641-1010, and that is brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
The station that keeps coming back for more. More Jaguars, more Gators, more sports talk for Jacksonville. 1010XL, when you want more.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning, then deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Frank Frangie here for my friends at Coyle Fencing. You've heard me talk about our Bregan baseball complex with walk-off charities and we needed a batter's eye. Nobody knew how to do it. Coyle figured it out, and it is great. Since then, Coyle & Sons has completed hundreds of projects, including most recently our football fields at Fort Family Park. The bottom line is they do everything. They do it well. It looks great. I trust Coyle & Sons. You can too. Since 1927, they've been getting it right. CoyleJacks.com, C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. That's where you find them. A proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Every championship season starts with summer sweat.
Training camp weeds out the boys from the men.
Every time something you need to know happens at training camp, you'll hear about it on 1010XL.
This is your playbook.
Presented by Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
You know, it's funny. Most of us don't think about our water heater until it's too late. So here's a little bonus from our friends at Duck Duck Rooter. During August, when you schedule any plumbing service, they'll include a free water heater inspection while they're already at your home. No pressure, no gimmicks. Just honest advice from a company that's built its reputation on doing things the right way. That's the Duck Duck standard. When you're stuck, call Duck Duck Rooter, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World, simply the best for less. And thank you for your business.
Need or want cash? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash available. Ready to buy guitars, surfboards, jewelry, firearms, tools, and especially gold. They need it all, selling or pawning. Get cash on the spot at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of back pain relief. With just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Pickett here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Brenton Strange lined up for tomorrow. Talk with the tight end who just got paid. Must feel good after getting paid. Is there anyone, and this, you could even make the case historically speaking, maybe you go back to someone like Bobby Bonds, Barry's dad, but Luis Ariz now. He won 3 consecutive batting titles with 3 different teams. He's leading the league in hitting this year and was moved from San Francisco to Philadelphia. This guy won a batting title in Minnesota, Miami, and San Diego. Okay? It's crazy. 318 lifetime. He signed a one-year deal in San Francisco, I think, for around $9-10 million, which is really bargain basement in today's Major League Baseball. But yeah, will Philadelphia bring him back? We'll see what ends up happening. But it's just amazing to me. I mean, 3 straight batting titles on 3 different teams. And he's got an opportunity this year, if he keeps at it, a lot of baseball left, 2 months, to win a 4th batting title. So we'll see what ends up happening. 0981 Ballou, Jags to win over 3.5 divisional games is only plus 40. That's a nice bet. Add the Jags to make the playoffs for a nice parlay. Throw 200 on that and forget about it. I love your second play more than your first play. I've never really considered divisional games. I say that, of course, if I was a bettor. The plus 200, though, 200 on the to make the playoffs. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think to make the playoffs. I don't know where I'm going to go with the division, who I picked to win the division. Not sure. 40-16, Ballou, I keep 3 running backs, put Taylor on the practice squad. However, should the Jags look into acquiring Trey Benson or James Conner from Arizona for an RB4? The problem with those 2 guys, they get injured all the time. I mean, both you just can't count on. I'm surprised it's been such a slow start for Trey Benson. He was so dynamic at Florida State. James Conner, great story. We all know he battled back and, but he's had some big-time injuries as well. Problem with putting a guy like Taylor on the practice squad is he can get snatched up. I was talking about this with someone on the sideline last week. This is one of those deals where you'd love a toe popper or something, right? All of a sudden you get word that Jamari Taylor is going on the PUP list, or Jamari Taylor is going on the IR, with an opportunity to bring him back later in the year. I mean, seriously, you want to bury this guy. That's what I look at, because they've got 3 backs, and 3 backs that, for the most part, are unproven when it comes to carries, and they're chomping at the bit. But that's what I would try to do. We'll see what ends up happening. 0794, Ballou, I stopped drinking 15 days ago. I was going through a 12-pack a day. The amount of money I'm saving is crazy. Went cold turkey. I had to drink to go to bed. Really? Man, that's good for you. I could give it up in a heartbeat. Don't want to. Went to Michael's yesterday at like 6:15. It was just phenomenal. The Dolphins were out. Choked down a couple of Cuban cigars and probably 8 Bud Lights. And I'm just like, man, how lucky. My GF actually said it. She's like, how great is this? We live 15 minutes away. I'm like, it's absolutely freaking incredible. Okay, because it was like raining all day, but then it stopped at like 6 o'clock. So we got there and you got to soak in a couple of hours worth, but I could give that up in a heartbeat if I had to, both cigars and beer. Hardest thing I ever had to give up was chewing tobacco. That was really, really, really hard. And there are times when I drive by convenience stores, I'm saying pull in and dip, pulling in, dip, pulling in, dip, and I just force myself to keep on going. That, to this day, it's hard.
I mean, I'm not a shining example of being able to fight addiction over here.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I've tried quitting multiple things multiple times, and a lot of times you just need something to pass the time.
Okay. So he's going cold turkey. He's 15 days deep. Keep us updated, 0794. I hope for the best for you there. I really do. 3,800. Ballou, success doesn't matter. Favorite line from Shattered. It's a very good one. 3227. Ballou, it's called Wandering Thoughts. It keeps a lot of people up at night. I told you that I am a lucid dreamer. And for me, it is so much fun to actually know that you're in a dream and you can do things with those dreams. When I was out in St. Lucia, a few weeks back, my oldest daughter, Ainsley, was with us as well. And she's like into, it's not horoscopes, but she's like into like, I don't know, like the moon and the sun and the waves. She's into all this stuff. And she's like, what time were you born? I'm like, I don't remember what time I was born. I have no idea what time. I know what time you were born. I don't know what time I was born. She looks up all this stuff, and it really tells some interesting ways about how you are as far as your personality and your ways. I mean, she broke it down for me. This was after we watched the World Cup. And then I asked her about dreams. I said, do you ever have lucid dreams? And she couldn't believe it. Well, sure enough, today, while I was at Jaguars practice, I get this text from her. She said, last night I had a lucid dream that the air conditioning was so strong it made the house shake. And during that dream, she was responsible for getting up and slowing down the air conditioner. She knew that it was a dream. She was able to do it. You know what I always do during lucid dreams? Is I try to fly. Okay? So if you ever see me one day, like in the hallway, if I all of a sudden just try to fly and land flat on my face, you know that I've really, really lost it and that I think I'm in a dream, because there are so many times when I know that I'm in a dream, and I'm like, let's take advantage of this, man. Let's do what every guy or gal wishes that they could actually do, and that is fly. And I often do that in lucid dreams.
Okay, so I'll be on the lookout for you dolphin diving into the floor.
Hey, Ballou's going senile. Ballou really is. Imagine if that happened. Hey, Ballou, you broke your arm. How'd you do it? Well, I took a dive, man. A legitimate. I thought I was dreaming, and I went to go take a leap. It's really, really weird. But when you know you're in it, it is only, I think there is a percentage, because I've mentioned this a few times over the years, and whenever I do, I get a lot of response to it. There are other people listening who have lucid dreams, and they're very, very cool. I mean, you ever have a dream and it's so haunting or so inspiring that it literally has an effect on the early part of your day? Okay, good or bad, it can have an effect. When you have a lucid dream, it is so powerful, man. It's better than any drug made for man. I mean, it's like, wow, I just totally controlled my dream.
This could be wrong, but I vaguely recall that you can. There's people who are born and can just lucid dream, but there is ways for people who can't lucid dream to like kind of train themselves to at least like have some interactivity. Like, it's not the same thing as like a lucid dream, but they've done the research where it's like, okay, if we put you under hypnosis and then you go to sleep, and then when you wake up, you journal every single thing that happens in the dream, you get some interactivity. I don't know where I read this, but I want to say that I recall that.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at this text who says, Ballou, the best way to bore someone is to discuss your dreams. God bless you regardless. Lucid dreaming is an underrated therapeutic and healthy habit. Great radio. He goes from very boring to great radio all in one paragraph. That is segue to me to get the heck out of here in 3, 2, 1.
Jags, Gators, tomorrow's game. Almost anything goes. If you've got something to say, holler at Hacker. Call, text, or chat. Monday nights from 8 to 10 on 1010XL.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh, yeah. Used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
PGA Tour star Ricky Fowler.
If you want to be the best, you have to practice with the best. That's why I had Southwest Greens install and maintain my putting green, and my synthetic lawn, and my chipping area, and my practice bunker area, and my bocce ball court, and our pole vaulting area.
Southwest Greens is the world's premier manufacturer and installer of putting greens, synthetic grass, chipping areas, practice bunkers, and just about anything else you want to do in your yard.
It's Southwest Greens.
Log on to southwestgreensofjacksonville.com to see what they can do to your backyard.
Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Nikki Sema. My dad started in business when I was just 4 years old, and now we're 35 years and 20,000 satisfied customers in, and literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you're looking to revitalize your home with new flooring or need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites and don't forget to stop by our showrooms during our open house and cookout this Saturday from 10 to 3. Come see affordable luxury, experience the Lifetime difference, and receive additional open house discounts.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and Honda always has cool stuff, Greg. But talk about the side-by-side of what Pioneer has.
I tell you, the all-new Pioneer, which is their flagship model, all redesigned this year, comes with a cab for heat and AC, so if you want to stay a little cool on those hot summer days when you're out riding, this is the ticket.
And you can have the stereo, full sound.
You name it, we got it. Wheels, tires, stereos, lights, heat and AC, we're your people.
Go check it out in the showroom. Cycles of Jacksonville on Atlantic near Regency.
It all comes down to Daytona. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 returns at the Cup Series regular season finale August 28th and 29th. Answer this question for a chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the 2026 NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. Who was in the pole position for last year's Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010 for your chance to win tickets to the NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts Series August 28th.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, we talked all about it. Pads on today for the Jaguars. They got things started on Sunday in Shells, but today full pads. I'm expecting tomorrow for them even to increase that. According to Ryan O'Halloran, 35 plays, 11 on 11. We also saw a great deal of one-on-ones today, particularly in the ditch, offensive line against the defensive line. 4-0 was Anton Harrison. He was the man. He was the best one out there today. And Harrison, great reps against Josh Hines-Allen, Danny Striggow, Trayvon Walker. The flip side of that would be Wyatt Milam. He was, it's a situation where hopefully he grows up because he was beaten today by Eric Armstead. He was beaten today by Luke Orororo. He was also beaten today by Trayvon Walker. So not the best effort there for Wyatt Milam. On defense, I'll single out Eric Armstead and I'll single out Luke Orororo. Those two really looked the part today. Chris Rodriguez Jr., great to see him active, playing 11 on 11. Maybe the highlight of the day is him barreling over Caleb Ransaw. I should say that to me, Ransaw looked good in some other plays when it came to being in the right position at the right time. The play of the day was Brian Thomas Jr., a one-handed grab down the right sideline, which was just out of this world. So overall, very good effort today, both offensively and defensively for Jacksonville. And, I'd expect even more with that coming up tomorrow. 1026 says Ballou with Striggow. I thought that was a coach talking. That was impressive vernacular and explaining from Striggow. There's no doubt. Yeah. Remember talking with him a year ago. He's a humble guy who gets it. No doubt. 7169, do just rather people's dreams are boring. Guess what? We all have dreams. Lucid ones too. They're fascinating to exactly one person. Still love you though. Okay, I'll learn for that. Make sure we mark down to never talk about dreams again. The people have spoken. I'm a man of the people. They say, Ballou, just shut up. We don't care about your dreams. Leave it alone. So please mark that. And I'll never do it again. 6084. Maybe Walker Little wants to grab one of those offensive guard spots after Van Lanen comes back to right tackle. Harrison on the left tackle. Don't like to hear Milam getting schooled today. Ezra Rusty. Wasn't a good day for Milam. I happen to think the best position on the offensive line for Walker Little is right guard. Okay. Macari's out, and he's just not working. And last week, Liam Cohen talked on it. He's not upset. He thinks Macari's going to be fine. I still believe Patrick Macari's going to get every single opportunity to win that right guard position. We'll see. It was disappointing for Wyatt Milam, and hopefully he gets an opportunity to respond as early as tomorrow. Tell you something I got into all off season, and boy, once again, it's right there in front of you. That was try to guess the starting five for the Jaguars offensive line. I mean, it would be so easy to just go what we thought it was going to be. But the left tackle position was what I was always on. And that's the same deal. I mean, you can make a case right now on August 3rd that Cole Van Lanen, Anton Harrison, or Walker Little is going to be your day one left tackle against the Cleveland Browns. That is the second most important position on offense behind only quarterback. And again, Liam Cohen's comments, can we play that one more time? I think it was number 3 for those of you who are joining us, throughout the course of the program. I thought it was just really sensational today for Cohen to answer this question about Anton Harrison. Again, if you're joining us and you're not aware, third consecutive practice, Friday, Sunday, and today, that Anton Harrison has worked at left tackle.
I think he's done a nice job. I mean, it's part of what we've done, moving those guys around and seeing what sticks. And if that ends up sticking, hopefully that's a good thing for us. And I think he's put together, 5 good practices so far that you're pleased with seeing the consistency. That's something that we're continuously challenging, not just Anton with, but that entire unit and group is just consistency, consistent effort, consistent technique, consistent finish.
but I've been pleased with them, just handling it pretty seamlessly so far.
I don't look at it as a competition at running back because I think both will get involved. Okay. But you apparently now have a battle at left tackle, right guard, and I guess you can say right tackle. Okay. I think the only thing we know right now is Hainsey and Ezra at center and left guard, respectively. Defensively, I think Ventrell Miller's the guy. Branson Combs, though, has had a very good camp. I think, to me, the big decision is going to be your starting nickel. Jarian Jones has had a really good camp, and Jordan Lewis is back, and he is healthy. So competition is good, and that's where I am with the competition, at least early on in training camp. So that is always subject to change for very obvious reasons. I'm not going to jinx anything here because I had a dream about this that I met. No. All right, much more to do, including Hacker Nation. He's coming up at 8.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
This August, experience David Bowie like never before with the Jacksonville Rock Orchestra at Florida Theater. Hear the unforgettable songs that made David Bowie a legend. A 27-piece symphony orchestra joined by a full rock band changes the music of David Bowie. Saturday, August 8th at Florida Theater. Get your tickets now at floridatheater.com.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
Jacksonville, save big today at Green Acres Sporting Goods. Right now, get a semi-automatic AR-style 12-gauge shotgun for just $2.99. Green Acres also stocks the top brands of suppressors. For nearly 60 years, Green Acres has been Jacksonville's trusted source for firearms and outdoor gear, providing expert service you can count on. Shop Green Acres today at greenacresporting.com.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, johnautomotivejacks.com.
We have big rolls of carpet, hardwood too, laminates, hot area rocks for you. At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Our prices are low, 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 low.
At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Don't delay, we'll put it in next day.
At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Y'all come see us now, you hear?
At the Carpet Man, at the Carpet Man.
Visit one of our mega flooring stores or go to carpetman.biz or
call 838-6705. The Carpet Man.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlion. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory-backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship-level service as a brand-new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
It's back to school season. Get a brand new fence from Superior Fence and Rail. For a limited time, get free takedown and haul away of your old fence. A $500 value with your new fence purchase. Offer valid on residential projects of 100 plus linear feet. Call today or visit SuperiorFenceandRail.com. SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
It's summertime, and Aleve is here to keep you on the go. Whether it's planes, trains, or automobiles, Aleve's got your back with up to 12 hours of back pain relief. With just one dose, you'll get to your destination and be ready for your next adventure. So pack your sunscreen, your shades, and your Aleve. No matter where your final stop, Aleve will keep you moving. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back this summer. Feel Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, before we bring in Hacker Nation, the 4016 says, I'm not so sure was this universally deemed a bad running back class. Plus, they have Abdullah in Dallas to pick up along with the young guys. It was top heavy with the 2 Notre Dame backs, and then it dropped a little bit. I mean, it was a lot of 3rd, 4th round guys, but the Jaguars felt they had other holes. They have the 3. I'm going to stay with this. I think they cannot afford to let Taylor get out of town. So I think they're either going to have a situation where he gets nicked and you put him on the PUP or the IR, or he makes the team. I think if you just place him on the injured reserve, you're going to lose him to another team. That's my opinion. And there's a lot of football left. A lot of things could change. Hacker Nation joins us. I had Danny Striggow on today. He had 2 undrafted free agents make the football team a year ago. It's going to be really tough to make this year's roster as a rookie undrafted free agent.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, B.J. Green and Striggow made the 53, and you could even lump Branson Combs in. He was an undrafted free agent that made the practice squad, then got elevated, and obviously now he's competing for a starting spot. But in no way is there going to be 2 or even 3 guys that are undrafted going to make this roster. As I told you last week, I got to 49 of the 53 in about 15 minutes. It's a top-heavy roster with a lot of depth. I think only about 4 or 5 spots at the bottom of the roster are up for grabs.
Yeah, the practice squad rules are still in place, so you can bring up a guy on game day. That's going to be important as well. Of course, those rosters have been expanded ever since COVID. All right, day 1 with Paz. What'd you make of it?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. Boy, I thought Aroro had a really good day. The trade from Atlanta, Mason Smith goes there, Root comes here. And no, I'm not just saying that because he's joining me tonight on Hacker After Dark. I truly mean that I thought this was his best day. And sometimes, as you know, man, the O-line and the D-line in particular, you just don't know until the pads come on. And when the pads come on, it can look a little different.
Right.
And I thought for the first time, Aroro was noticeable today out there.
Yeah, he had a good work. Liam Cohen said after practice that he thought he would have had a couple of sacks. Tell you what's caught my eye on the defense today. Eric Armstead.
Yeah, I thought he looked good too. By the way, the one-on-one O-line, D-line was not good for the O-line. No, it was very noticeable that the D-line was
outside
getting
of Anton Harrison.
Yeah, and by the way, I'll go ahead and say it. I mean, I got Brian Sexton coming on tonight from Jaguars.com and Jaguars Radio. He's going to be on the television call of the Jaguar 3 preseason games. He says Anton Harrison's going to be the opening day left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me that today. We're going to play that conversation later on, and he's pretty confident in that. And that appears to be the direction it's headed.
Wow. I mean, what a storyline. It's something I brought up all the time during the offseason. And, a lot of people dismissed it. And then the Jags, for the most part, dismissed it. I mean, Cohen was asked about it. I remember him pre-camp saying that, Anton wants to be the right tackle, is comfortable being the right tackle. And I remember him coming out, and I'm paraphrasing here, saying, if he came to us and said, I want to be the left tackle, then, they would have had to have done something about it. But that changed on Friday, and we've seen it Friday, Sunday, and today.
Yeah, I think he's looked good. And again, it's going to be interesting because he's never started a game at left tackle for the Jaguars. It is a contract year. Now, one would assume when Cole Van Lanen's off the PUP that he would be your right tackle.
Yeah.
So they're basically just going to flip spots. But, I think that was the direction it was leaning. And talking to Brian and others, down there, I think that is where I'm leaning now as well, which is a drastic change from what I thought perhaps as recently as a month ago.
All right, so you got Ororo. Who else tonight?
Yeah, I did my best to do the Script Howard spelling bee for the Jaguars. I got Ororo And I got Nate Borkisher tonight. So maybe we'll do a spelling bee here on Hacker After Dark, but enjoying the conversation with the Jaguar second-round tight end. As I mentioned, Brian Sexton as well. And it's Monday night, Rick. That means a little holler at Hacker tonight, 904-641-1010. We're going to take your phone calls, open up these phone lines about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Have a great show. I'll see you at the Miller Electric Center bright and early tomorrow.
Sounds good, buddy.
All right, there he goes. And good stuff tonight. Do appreciate everyone. Some great comments, both on YouTube as well as the text line. I always try to respond to about everyone that I can. No doubt about it. Again, tomorrow, back at it on Tuesday. They're off Wednesday. So I think tomorrow is going to be an increase a little bit as far as teamwork. Even though they got in 35 snaps, I think we'll see more 7-on-7 tomorrow. They got in 35 snaps of 11-on-11. That's what our buddy Ryan O'Halloran did say. All right. Brenton Strange after practice tomorrow. I do want to thank, let's see here, Danny Striggow. Want to thank Jordan Lewis. I do want to thank Parker Washington. You can always get those interviews by going to 1010XL and pull up the website and grab them right there on demand. That's going to do it. Thank you to Jared Justice. You folks have an outstanding Monday night. I'm Rick Ballou. I'll talk with you tomorrow at 6 o'clock.